You're watching Crusader Convo. We're engaging in crucial career conversations. I'm your host, Dr. Threets, Principal of CTE. Greetings. Thank you for joining Crusader Convo, where we're engaging in crucial career conversations with the CTE Crusaders. Today is Black History Month. It's February, one of my favorite months. It's also Career and Technical Education, or CTE Month. And our guest this morning is none other than Dr. Donna Prudhomme, the BISD CTE Director. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Threets.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
No problem, no problem. So happy you're here. So I have the pleasure of working right next door to Dr. Prudhomme, so I get to see her genius, her innovation, and just how she inspires everyone through her hard work, and it just trickles down through everybody in her staff and everyone in the district in CTE. So we're so happy that you joined us today to talk to us about CTE and CTE Month. But before we get into all the CTE stuff, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am Donna Prudhomme, as Dr. Threets said. I am a product of Beaumont ISD, born and raised right here in Beaumont, Texas. I'm a graduate of Westbrook High School, class of 1990. Graduated from Lamar University, and some would probably say that I'm a career student.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice, an Associate degree in Substance Abuse Counseling, a Master's of Arts in Counseling, a Master's in Education Administration, a Doctorate degree in Educational Leadership, Superintendent certification, Principal certification, Counselor certification, and a CTE teacher certification. So, you know, just kind of like all over the place, but CTE is my passion.
All right, we have that in common. I'm a lifelong learner. If that could be a job, I would go to school, get every credential I could get.
I think we'd be rich.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, tell us something people would be surprised to know about you.
Okay, so I'm gonna just give you this comparison. I'm gonna just say this because I'm not comparing the two. I would never do that. But I always wanted to be a prison warden because my degree is in criminal justice, and people are like, "Are you serious?" I was a parole officer for about 3.5 years, and I taught in the state and federal prison. Okay. Before I decided to come on the other side. And just the young people that were coming into the prison system, the recidivism rate, and I said, this is a revolving door. Right. I want to be on the other side of this. So
catch them before they get there.
Absolutely. At least let me try.
Right.
So I went and taught criminal justice at Westbrook.
Okay.
In '97, I think that was my first year. And so I figured I would rather come back and share some things that I saw that they don't need to witness.
Exactly.
And that's what my start was in education. Taught at Westbrook for 3 years. I was an elementary counselor at Price, where I once walked as a student, you know. And after Price, 1 year counselor there, I was at Ozan, graduated the class of 2025. I was a counselor there, became assistant principal, magna coordinator, and the last principal of Ozan High School when we closed the school in 2018. So, I mean, when I say the comparison, I'm not comparing the two, but at least I was in charge.
Yes.
Maybe not of the prison, but at least of the high school. So I love education, love working for Beaumont ISD.
And we love having you here. You do such an amazing job. So I remember having you, you were my daughter's principal. She was in that last class of Ozan, and I just remember her saying how inspiring and encouraging you were.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's what keeps you going.
Yes, those stories, we definitely need to hear that. So students, keep them going. Let us know how we're doing. Give us that feedback. And if it's something that we need to do as educators to help you all better, to guide you on the right path, then you know that's what we need to know.
Yes, and one thing, listen.
Yes,
we've been where you guys are before, and
so, we don't want you to make some of the same mistakes
that we've made.
We always hear, if I would have known then what I know now.
What I know now. What I know now. So you know, my dad used to always say, "I wasn't born yesterday." You know, so I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So just listen sometimes, because we want you to get everything you need in life, and we just want the best for you.
Yes, we definitely have your best interest in mind. So now let's get into CTE. So tell us a little bit about CTE, what it is, some of your goals for the district and everything.
So again, like I mentioned, my passion is CTE, and I think when I took this job, I came in with a different pair of lenses because I wanted to make sure that the teachers understood that I've been where you are, been a CTE teacher, and many people feel like CTE is just an elective. And I have a problem with that because it's not, because we're preparing students for their next step. And so that was the initial my initial goal was to change the mindset of our teachers.
Yes.
Because many of them felt the way I felt when I taught, and that was years ago. And it's still the same what I noticed from being a counselor and even the principal. And so I wanted to come on, when I came on as director of CTE, I wanted to make sure that I branded the program. I knew we had to make a bold stance.
Yes.
Because we were in the background. So we branded the department, our program colors, and I wanted to make sure that I actually developed a program like you would run a school,
right,
for the most part, you know, with the vision and the mission and the goals, and making sure you have all the things that you need to be successful as if we were actually running a school. So that was one thing I wanted to do, and I felt like the teachers appreciated that because they felt like, oh wow, we finally matter. And I'm like,
you've always mattered.
Like, but you
being
really matter now.
with it. Yes,
you really matter now because you're 40% of accountability.
Exactly.
So we were right up there with STAR. And then when I shared that, they were like, I don't want to be up there, you know, but the pressure is on. The pressure is on. So that's the main thing that that I knew that I had to tackle. And I think by me being a product of the district and being a CTE teacher, you know, they felt like I was genuine with that, you know, letting them know that, no, CTE matters. We've always mattered, but we really matter. So we have to step up and do what's best for, you know, our students in the department to help improve accountability. So the vision, you know, initially when I came on was just to increase, you know, our industry-based certifications because we want our students to be successful when they enter their next phase of life, and just to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to prepare them for that. And so as it relates to our goals, it's just increasing our industry-based certifications, our level 1 certifications, our collaborations with business and partners. You know this by being the principal here, it's pretty much the same. You're just CTEC, and then we're sharing the same goals district-wide.
Exactly.
But also to ensure that we're building that pipeline, you know, with industry. I always say that, you know, students, you don't have to leave Southeast Texas. There's $8 billion growth, industry growth right here in Southeast Texas. But I know many of them on the first train smoking out of here, and that's fine. But there's always something for you to do here. Opportunity is here. $8 billion. Right. And we just want our students to be a part of that. So that's the ultimate goal.
Yes, yes,
so
indeed.
We always say you have 3 choices. Either you enlist in the military, you enroll in college, or you enter the workforce. Those are your 3 options. We don't want to see you do anything else.
Right. And so we're preparing them to do either one of those and not entering at the entry level.
Right,
you know, they're going to leave with those credentials.
Leave with those credentials because, as you know, TEA mandates that we offer programs of study that are high demand, high skill, and lead to high wage careers. Correct. We don't have a choice but to do that, and that's every district in the state of Texas. And so that was along with our vision of expanding, you know, our program offerings. We have to keep that in mind because we also have to look at our industry trends. Yes. Every 2 years I have to complete a comprehensive local needs assessment in order for us to receive our federal funding. Many people don't know that. And so we get information from industry, is also shared with TEA, detailing our top industry opportunities, the top industry opportunities that are available for our students here in Southeast Texas, Region 5. And we have to make sure that we're offering programs of study that align to that. Correct. And it changes every 2 years. So how do you juggle that? You know, when you know, let's say, if we're heavy with marketing teachers, but the trends change and the interests change and the jobs are in law enforcement. Right. Right. You know, you can't just move a teacher out and, you know, switch things out. So you have to juggle that. But we're fortunate in Beaumont ISD because we're so big and we have 24 programs of study. So regardless of if the industry fluctuates, which it does every 2 years, we're still in the mix because we have so many programs. Right. You know, I just have to change my data and say, hey, this is what we need to really focus on and kind of grow this program. But we're fortunate. Yes. We're very, very fortunate compared to other districts with our offerings. So many opportunities available to students that you and I didn't have when we went to school.
Exactly, and I was thinking about that. Like, I don't even remember. I remember having to take maybe a computer class. I took typing in ninth grade, and I may have taken like maybe a computer program, but it wasn't to this level of being intentional about preparing for my next step.
No, it
and
was
like
not.
I said, if I would have known all of this, I mean, I'm thankful for education. Education has been a blessing to me, and I hope I've been a blessing to it. But still, just we don't know what we don't know. So the kids just have an opportunity to see things that they're not exposed to.
Yeah, like my mom told me I had to take shorthand and record keeping. They don't even offer that, anymore. But she said, no, you need that. And yes, we took a computer class, but it was things that our parents told us that you needed. But now the state is saying, no, you need to take either this course or this program of study and make sure that you complete it. That's the thing. That's what's really important, because it's not only aligned to accountability, but funding is also aligned to it, because industry is aging out. And a lot of students are not going to college, and they don't have to go to be successful.
Correct.
And so I think when TEA communicates with industry, and industry is saying, hey, TEA, this is what we need. We need more plumbers. We need more welders. We need, more chefs. And so we need you guys to make sure that public education is preparing these students to fill these positions. Because it's hot in Southeast Texas. We don't have AC or anyone working HVAC. What are we going to do, right? And so I get phone calls pretty much every year, the Monday after graduation, saying, do you have 5 students who completed the welding program that can, apply to be a welder? So the need is there, and we just want to make sure that our students are prepared to fill that pipeline.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's definitely information that everyone needs to know. And something, is we were talking last week how CTEC has been a secret, or CTE, and what we do. And it's not a secret. It's never been a secret. So hopefully now everyone knows that the secret is out, if you thought it was a secret, and just get more information on how you can better yourselves once you leave school. So talk to us about some of the other initiatives. You talked about this is CTE Month, and I know you all have some things going on, making industry connections. Yes.
So, well, let me just start here as it relates to our initiatives. Definitely want to start with K through 8 career readiness, and that's, Mrs. Cormier. She's our specialist in that area, because we always talk about talking about CTE in high school or middle school is really too late. You really need to start, at pre-K. And that's our goal, to start at pre-K and having those conversations and sharing information so students are able to explore opportunities that relate to them at that level, that they can understand. And so when they enter middle school, they can continue to explore, so then they'll be ready when they get to high school. Hey, this is what I really want to do.
Exactly.
An example that our CTE consultant shared with us a few years ago, when we tried to implement this program, it was before COVID, he said, often when I travel the state and work with districts, I'm offended when, schools say, oh, we already had career day. We had career day at the beginning of the school year. And all they did was, maybe had a fire truck in front of the school, or a police, car in front of the school, say, okay, kids, this is career day. He said, you have to, let them explore other options, and it can't just be one day. It has to be continual. And so what we decided to do was make sure that students had an opportunity to explore year round, and that's with Zello, College and Career Readiness platform that we actually have available for our students, so that you don't have to wait for us to have the CCMR fair or industry connection. That's an initiative that's available for students year round, because being a police officer is important, a firefighter is important, but we want students to see other opportunities that are available for them. So that's one of our major initiatives, and she's doing a great job, as you know, with the Future Ready Lab.
Yes, we love the Future Ready Lab. Bringing them in, and like you said, so they're exploring Zello on their own time, and then they're able to come and touch, see, and feel right here at the Career Center, going through the Future Ready Lab. And they also had the opportunity to tour the campus and actually see the current students at work in those programs.
Yes, because they don't want to hear from us. They want to hear from the students they can relate to.
That's my neighbor. That's my cousin.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so actually yesterday, Mrs. Cormier and I were at Odom, and some of the students recognized her from coming here. And one of the 8th graders said, I was absent that day. When can I come back to the Career Center? And I just wanted to make sure when she started that initiative that not only could the students come here, but she would go out and bring CTE, to the campuses, which we actually founded the CTE Roadshow, and we received state recognition from that, from the state director of CTE. We had our audit a few years ago, so that was something creative and innovative that we did just to make sure we touched the littles. So when they get up here with the bigs, they can say, hey, I've been here before.
Right.
Either through the summer, career exploration camp or visiting the campus. Another one of our initiatives is work-based learning. So that's Mrs. LeBlanc. You know, she is responsible for connecting us to industry.
Yes.
And that's when, you already know about the Industry Connect initiative that she has in a few weeks, actually this month, trying to build that pipeline. And at the end of the day, that's important because every program of study ends with the practicum. And so when the state was sharing information, they were preparing us about 4 years ago, said this is the direction we're going. You guys have 4 years to get there. And I remember having a conversation with Dr. Allen. Dr. Allen, do you know our practicum classes are going to be 2 hours? And we have to place our students in practicums or internships. And who's supposed to do that? That's a lot of work, so that's how I was able to build the team because CTE is not like it used to be. It's no longer an elective, but it's about changing the mindset because TEA requires students to complete their program of study. You start 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, just like a degree plan when you go to college, because they want you to be prepared for your next steps, whether you're going industry, military or college. That is the ultimate goal. And so our vision has to align with the state's vision.
Correct. And so just doing that, and for the 8th graders that as you mentioned coming in, that's when they have to make the decision of what they're going to do those next 4 years. And so if they're not informed, if they've never seen this except for one day, just looking at a piece of paper and they're checking anything. And then once they get here, they realize, well, this isn't really what I want to do. And then they see something else. Well, that's really what I'm interested in. So like you said, it's very important to start early so that they can make a more informed decision once they're in 8th grade for their next 4 years. And that's the district's one of the mottos, preparing our next generation. So we're able to do that more effectively by having them see it every day and not just once a year, maybe twice a year.
Yes, I was on the podcast yesterday and I shared that with exactly what you said. She said, well, isn't sharing that information with them in 8th grade too early? Well, yes and no, because when we were in college and you had to select a degree. You had a little time, a little wiggle time to say, oh, I don't want this. I changed my major 3 times. But like my dad said, you better figure it out in your freshman year because you're wasting money. You can't change your major your junior year and you're graduating the next year. That would be ridiculous, right?
To start out.
So we're trying to remember mindset. We're trying to train them and plant the seeds so they understand that if that's the route you choose to go, you need to have your mind made up. No, we're not expecting an 8th grader to say.
So, we're at school, so that's our bell going.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So we want to let you know we're still working today, okay? So we're going to keep going. So yes, 8th grade, it is early. We can't expect an 8th grader to say, oh, I want to be an engineer. But what if they say, yes, I want to be an engineer, and that's actually what they really want to do? So at the end of the day, it's not too early because they can change. And then, it's not too, it's not too early because they can change. But at the end of the day, we want to start when they're in pre-K, exposing them to all of this. And as they get older, then they'll narrow that down. And so that's why I told her, yes and no, but you still have a little time to decide.
Great. So talk to us about some of the celebrations. We already kind of talked about some of the challenges, but if you have some of the challenges as it pertains to CTE that you'd like to share with us.
Yeah. One of the major challenges is that we're growing, and so we need a larger facility. Yes, we need a larger facility. So, but hey, we can just do the best we can with that. So I know that's coming in the future. I just don't know when, but that's a major challenge because this model, we were leading in our region for a very long time with this model, and this was built in 1987. Okay, so we were in high school, and so this when we were younger, because I would get phone calls from different school districts wanting to come to the Career Center because they were getting ready to build a Career Center, and they wanted to know what were our pros, what were our cons, what should they do differently. And so now that other districts are building their own CTE schools, they're not really building CTE centers where you're transporting students in and out of the day. They're building their own traditional 9th through 12th grade traditional CTE schools. And many of the schools that we visit in the Houston, Austin, Dallas area, that's the new model. And so we're not in a position to follow that model yet, but you never know what the future holds. So that is a major challenge. Everyone is aware of it. CTE is now in the forefront. You know, it always has been for us because that's your passion. But industry sees that it's important. Industry is saying, hey, CTE, technical skills are important, and TEA is saying, yes, you're right. So that's when I say in the forefront. So hopefully we'll see some strides. You know, I know right now we're a little landlocked, but we're going to do the best that we can. So that's our major challenge. Our celebrations, you know, CTE Month, as you mentioned, we'll have all the teachers here for our PD in February. So we have a little something for them, you know, feeding them breakfast. We always have our little CTE cake, but just like a kid, you know, you pretty much celebrate it throughout the year.
Yeah,
when
definitely.
you give feedback here, oh, you're doing a great job, you know. So I'm just a believer of not just focusing in on that 1 month. You know, we're going to celebrate them in May at our CTE Choice Awards. So, I mean, you know, it's just them being recognized now because we're just joining in with the National CTE Month celebration. That's basically all it is. And so the district will, of course, you know, celebrate and make the announcement. We have something special for the board meeting in February. So just let them know we appreciate you. But again, we try to do that every month. So hopefully we're doing a good job at it.
Yes. So also in February, of course, it's Black History Month, and so this is one of my favorite months, as well as my birthday month. But February is one of my favorite months,
your
of course.
Month. You throw that in, huh?
Yes, my birthday month is in August, so that's my first favorite month. But February, is my other favorite month. I just love celebrating our heritage. And you are also Black History for BISD and CTE.
Yes, the first African American Director of CTE.
Yes, so congratulations on that. You're doing an awesome job. And so talk to us a little bit more, though, about what CTE Month is in February that we're acknowledging.
So CTE Month is, like I just mentioned, it's just national celebration of CTE and celebrating the students that are in CTE programs and the teachers who are preparing them for high demand, high skilled, and high wage careers. So it's just like the birthday month of CTE. And so that's basically all it is. And I did not know that was a thing until I started preparing for my interview.
Really?
Yeah, back in 2018, started preparing for my interview, and I discovered that. And I was like, I did not know there was a CTE month. And so every year since then, we've celebrated the teachers. And most of them didn't even know.
Right. And so, like we were saying with the kids, you don't know what you don't know. So it's good. And then that gives them a little extra spark of passion to also share with the students. You know, we're all celebrating, you know, this is a great opportunity and a privilege for you all to actually be in CTE and to receive this career preparation. I know I tell the Crusaders that every day. It's a privilege for you all to be here because everybody doesn't have the opportunity. We have limited space. So you were chosen based on your application or based on what you decided in 9th and 10th grade to be able to come here. So take advantage of that privilege because you all will graduate, the seniors, May 18th, a step above everyone else because of this preparation.
Because of this preparation, you know, whether they're in, you know, Maritime or just in partnership with Lamar State College Orange or LIT. Most of them will participate in graduation. LIT's graduation before
LIT and Orange.
You know, so at the end of the day, you know, that's important for them to recognize. But one thing that I definitely appreciate you doing is telling them that every day because repetition matters. And like you said this morning, I'm gonna say it until you
say it until I see it.
Until I see it. And it's just like a parent, you know. And at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to tell them is that we're here to help you, prepare you for the next steps.
Right.
Because real life, as soon as you walk across that stage,
that's it. It's no more talking.
That's it. And I remember, you know, when we at our graduations, and when that last student would hit the corner of the Montaigne and take a right, and you just thinking like, wow, that's it for them.
Yeah.
That you are entering the real world. And so at the end of the day, you know, you hear it from us all the time. We may fuss all the time, but we do it in love.
Right, because we want what's best for you.
We want what's best for you. And being a student at the Career Center is a privilege because, you know, you're coming here to work.
This is your job.
This is your job.
It's a career center.
The Career Center. So you come here to work. So do you plan on your job?
Right.
You don't need to come here and play. And if you plan on your job, you could be fired.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's the same mindset. So when you come here, you're coming here to work. And so, and that's really important for them to know as well. And if you don't want to come here to work, then you don't need to come here. You can say
someone else can have your spot.
There you go. We'll give it to somebody who wants it.
Serious business. This is
Absolutely.
business.
Absolutely.
So tell us, in a perfect world, what would CTE be like for you? We
In
talked
a
about
perfect world, we would have a brand new 2-story, 3-story CTE building. Dr. Allen, you can
Yeah, you might go ahead and look into the camera. This
Dr. Allen,
is
you're going to tell you a brand new 3-story CTE school.
wow.
Brand new, with all labs, every program of study, all 24 in that school.
Oh wow, all of them. So not
All
just
of them.
what's here, just our
No,
14
all
here, but
24.
all of them throughout the district will
all
be in one
24.
facility.
And it would be great if it was next to the Ag Forum on Keith Road. You know, we have like 30 acres that we own, but hey, who am I? So that's what I would like, in a perfect world.
All right.
But we'll see if that happens.
Okay, so any last words, any last comments you want to leave with our viewers?
Yes, I want to congratulate you and thank you for the awesome job that you are doing.
Oh, well,
so,
thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes, so
Learning
tell
from
us-
the best.
That's true, but just share your vision for CTEC.
So my vision for CTEC is similar to what you said. I want all students in BISD, parents, everyone to know that we are not a secret. We are here really preparing
Absolutely.
our next generation, and the opportunities here will just change their whole trajectory. And we want them to take this opportunity seriously. When they come here, it's just like you going to your job.
Right.
I need to see you in industry attire.
Right.
I need you to take it seriously, put your electronic devices up,
Right.
because we are here
You're
to
here
do
working.
that. I told them last week in an assembly that I take this opportunity to talk to you all, because once you enter industry, they're not going to talk to you.
No.
Besides telling you to give me my keys and
Yes.
my badge and everything
Yes.
back, your services are no longer
longer-
needed.
uh-huh.
And so to hopefully prevent you from doing that, we need you to have credentials, but we also need you to be compliant.
Right.
Because that is what develops competence.
Yes.
We need you to have the knowledge, the skills, and just the quality of all of that all goes together so that you not only get the job, but able to keep the job and elevate in the job, or elevate in college, so that you're going to start a step above. My youngest daughter went through the health science program, and she entered those classes with that knowledge already. She was able to secure internships because of some of the knowledge that she had. She had a pharmacy tech certification, so she worked at HEB. HEB is a good paying job, but she was also able to be a pharmacy tech and not have to maybe work fast food or just on campus earning minimum wage. So that's what we enable you to do. So Crusaders, we want you to take that seriously. Parents, we need your support, as well as the community. We are so grateful for the community that it comes in to connect with us, because they need to see themselves in the industry, and you all providing those opportunities, we definitely appreciate that.
And it's really true, because my son is an engineering major, and he is using SolidWorks, AutoCAD, everything that Mr. Clary is using in engineering, and it's just an eye-opener, because they're like, oh my God, you guys, we've already done this.
Right.
So we are a step
above.
ahead, and you know, the beauty of it is that, you know, the district pays for it. You know, CTE pays for it. So we are giving you all the tools that you need to be successful. We just want you to take advantage of those tools, because you'll be coming back telling your story.
Exactly.
Of how, you know, BISD prepared me for that next step. And so when we talk about the CTE Choice Awards, that's why it's so critical that every keynote speaker we have that I bring in is a BISD alumni who was a part of CTE, and they're telling their story, that if I can do it, you can do it too.
As well.
And so
See
that's
yourself in me.
That's it.
I was you.
Because they've once walked these halls.
Yes.
You know, so I mean, they don't want to look at us. We walk the house too, but I'm just saying, we bring in somebody else to be the keynote speaker, where they can hear from someone else, and then sometimes they tend to listen.
Yeah.
So that's the ultimate goal.
Well, thank you again so much for
thank
being
you.
with us. I want to share with you, this is my last word. So did you know, do you know what the prefix CRU, C-R-U, means?
No, I don't.
It means growth.
Oh, you talking about, you shared that email, but I don't remember.
Yes,
That's
it
been a
means
while.
growth. So actually, one of your CCMR specialists, Mrs. Olivia Douglas at BU, she shared that because she was researching, she noticed that in Crucial and Crusaders, that prefix CRU was there. So CRU means growth, C-R-U means growth. And that's what CTE is about, is growing you to be the best version of yourselves.
Yes.
So again, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Next month, we will, a few weeks, we'll have our very own, I think you crowned her CTE Queen.
Queen of
CTE, Mrs.
Yes.
Priscilla Pettitan.
Mrs. Pettitan.
We will be showing appreciation to her next week for Counselor Appreciation Week, and she'll be a guest sharing with us about counseling as it pertains to CTE. But you can view this on our website. We'll also have a Google form there. So if you want to make some guest recommendations or topics that you'd like to hear, part of our crucial career conversations with the CTE Crusaders, please fill out that form so that we can hopefully give you what you are asking for. But thank you so much for joining us for Crusader Convo.